you definitely want to be looking at boats that they might have a little bit of a higher price tag, but they function as a boat. And for the most part, the things that make the boat work are sound. So that's huge. Hi, I'm Merrill. I was a liveaboard in Boston on a Tashing Toshiba 36 for 7 years, and I'm here to give you some tips and advice on how to make it. So, one of the biggest things that I will say about what really makes or breaks the experience is I personally find that using the boat is the real kind of determining factor of the whole thing. And that goes two ways. One, it's the actual boat itself. And the big hardcore question is, does the boat work? And then number two, do you feel comfortable actually using the boat? Now, if we're going to be talking about kind of the first bit of does the boat work? When people look for boats to live aboard, a lot of the time they'll run into some boat. It's kind of cheaper and there's some work that has to be done. Now, the problem with the idea that you're just going to go and fix these things is that people will get the boat and then they'll just be working on the boat for like all eternity. And there's this saying, some nail them and some sail them. So I've seen plenty of people come in and there were issues either with the engine or something else that the boat couldn't work properly. And they spent years, over a year, months working on this thing instead of actually using the boat. And so they lost really like the whole experience. And after a while, it really starts to kind of drain the whole experience if you're just constantly working and you're constantly irritated because seemingly doing anything on the boat and trying to fix anything is never easy to pull off. You definitely want to be looking at boats that they might have a little bit of a higher price tag, but they function as a boat. And for the most part, the things that make the boat work are sound. So that's huge. On to the whole feeling comfortable using the boat. A lot of liveaboards, they kind of jump up to boats and they don't necessarily have like a whole lot of boating experience before they kind of start the journey. It is a kind of like a getaway escape type vibe here. And so you get a lot of people who have a dream and they get into it because it's a dream and not because they're like some hardcore sailors and all of a sudden they want to live on a boat. Learning how to actually use the boat, it is kind of straightforward. And there's a lot of resources out there, right? There's a ton of books. You'll meet people along the way and just ask them to go out boating with you. There's some schools and all that other type of stuff. Me personally, I went and just read pretty much every single book that I could find on the subject and then just got out there as much as I could, whether with friends or family and for myself, and just kind of worked it through and started to figure out the theory side of it and then how to put it into practice. However, in retrospect, what I would say is take the Nautic Ed courses. They are, the hands down the best resources that I've seen along the way, and that's primarily because of all the animations. You can really only understand so much with textbook and static images. And I also think it's pretty difficult to try to figure everything out on YouTube because a lot of the videos aren't necessarily specific to a topic, but more of highlighting the lifestyle. So, yeah, I'd recommend just taking a look at all the Nautic Ed courses and just kind of going from there and chipping away at all of them. That's going to be hands down the easiest thing. After that, you just try to gain experience by just getting out there. That's going to be the way to do it.